Welcome back on the show. It's Kansas Sports Chatter, and it is time to talk basketball with our next guest, and that is Tyler Lare with the Rawlins County boys basketball team. Hey, Coach, appreciate you coming on. I mean, year 3 for you, so you go back to arriving at Rawlins County. What first interested you in taking over Rawlins County?
Well, originally I grew up about an hour and a half from here, so I'm a Western Kansas boy. My first teaching job was out east. And so I got acclimated to Eastern Kansas and started in Linden and moved to Bonner Springs and coached there both on the boys' side and on the girls' side. And I just was looking for something different and wanted an opportunity to run my own program. And this opportunity came up and I grabbed it.
You talk about, going, being from Western Kansas and then going out east. What was that process like for you? And like you said, kind of getting acclimated to that side of the state.
Well, especially I went to Eastern Heights High School. And so I graduated with 12 kids in Agra, Kansas. And going to a 4 or 5A school like Bonner Springs, it was definitely an adjustment from a coaching standpoint, because you have 40 kids try out for basketball sometimes, and you have to have tryouts and cuts. So it definitely presented some different challenges. And even at Linden, being a little bigger school, when I walked into that situation, I had an unusually large 8th grade class my first year coaching there. And so I had over 40 boys for 7th and 8th grade basketball combined. So trying to find them all playing time was quite a challenge as well. But I was excited about the opportunity to get back west and get back into a smaller community and a small school. And it's brought back a lot of memories. I'm kind of trying to go a little old school at times as well. So it's been fun. It's been fun. And I've got a great group and have had a great group the last 3 years working with them. So really enjoyed my time here so far.
All right. So you mentioned old school. Like, what are some of the things that you're trying to incorporate?
Well, just focus on fundamentals. In a bigger school, there's so many things. There's AAU basketball, there's club basketball. So they get a lot of game experience there. And so they come to you fundamentally, for the most part, fundamentally sound. And so out here, not so much club sports. And so really only school sports is all they do. And so you kind of have to go back to the basics and stress fundamentals and proper footwork and placing and using your body and those sorts of things. So to me, that's the fun part, is teaching the fundamentals. And so we kind of gear practice at a 60-40 fundamentals to like game type situations.
Well, I mean, coach is coach, but would you consider yourself more a defensive coach or more of an offensive guy?
Probably more so on the defensive end. Defense as a player in high school, I wasn't very gifted, but I gave it my best effort. But defensively, it's about heart and determination. And so if I feel like that if a kid has those two qualities, then I can put them in a situation where they're successful.
I'll ask your favorite defense that you run. I mean, are you a man-to-man or are you a zone guy?
I prefer man. I understand matchups. Right now we're toying with a little tandem 2-3 zone. And so we've tried it out a few times and had to tweak some things, but it's got some man principles to it. But at the same time, it allows my guys to fly around and take some chances and gamble and kind of anticipate the next pass and kind of take it away as well. So we look for that to kind of start our break and get going and transition our defense into offense.
I don't want to be naive, and I know zone defense has been around for decades. There's nothing new there, but at the same time, I feel like there has been a steady push. I don't know how long back that more and more coaches and teams are playing zone. Whether it's at the high school level or even the college level, and there's pros and cons for both of it. But I like that you're on the show right now because you mentioned kind of some of those old school tendencies. What have you seen? Have you kind of seen that too, where just more folks are playing zone?
Yeah, yeah, and I see it more in the smaller school setting because again, matchups like our tallest guy this year, we're fortunate is 6'4", but we'll face teams that have 6'7" or 6'6", and so it poses a challenge, and most of my players are right around that 5'9", 5'10" area too.
Yep.
And so sometimes you get guards out here that are also 6 foot or 6'2", and it just it matters about matchups, and so it's harder to match up when you're working with a smaller team size, I guess.
Your defensive style, like, where did you learn that? Is that from your playing days or former coaches? Like, where did you kind of pick up your style?
I picked up quite a bit from my high school coach. He's been a big influence on the way that I coach. Denny Crable in White City, and I've picked up. I've learned a lot. I've worked under a lot of guys and picked up a lot of different things from all of the guys that I've worked with throughout the years. And so you kind of pick and choose what fits your group for one. But two, what you like and what you're confident in teaching and what you truly believe in as well.
You've had a number of guys that have been able to step up already this year. I mean, Trey Carlson, he's had a great start. I mean, for what kind of player is he? Like, what makes him tick?
Trey is very driven, and he wears his emotions on his sleeve. I love his intensity and his emotion that he brings to the game, and so our other kids feed off of that really well. And where we want to play a faster paced game, they need it. And so Trey's been a great addition. I met him when we first moved out here. He was leaving Atwood as we were moving in, and my two sons that are on the team, they played with Trey out in the street. We brought our goal from Kansas City, and they played out there. And so I met him there, and then he left to go play for Coach Sides in Phillipsburg, and then Russell, and he really wanted to come back. And so it worked out to where he could come back, and yeah, he's been a tremendous help for us, and also helped us take some positive steps as far as program and culture too.
Man, that's a dedicated, coach. If you bring in that goal, was that like the first thing that arrived from the Kansas City area over to Rawlins County?
It's a basketball coaching thing. You got to bring the goal with you, right?
I just have this picture in my head of like strapped over like the Suburban or something like that, or like.
Well, yeah. It was a U-Haul.
Okay,
it was a big U-Haul, but yeah, we broke it down, and that was the first thing that the boys set up. And like I said, they set it up so that it was out in the street where we don't have a driveway or a level driveway. And so, yeah, they set it out in the street, and man, the first couple of weeks we were in town, we had a slew of kids coming and going, playing hoops with us. So the boys met a lot of their friends, and right off the bat, and basketball was the key to that.
That's awesome. Hey, Coach, appreciate your time, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
That is Tyler Lare, the head coach of Rawlins County's boys basketball team, and we'll have more of the show right after this.